Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're taking a really deep dive into the massive digital transformation happening in modern academia right now. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift in higher education, moving away from those traditional static lecture halls and integrating educational technology, or EdTech. So let's explore exactly how it all works.
And that brings up a huge hook, a question that is literally on the minds of students, professors, and administrators everywhere. Is the traditional college campus actually becoming obsolete? Okay, let's dive into this and figure out exactly how we can answer that based on the absolute latest insights into higher education tech. To make sense of it all, here's our quick roadmap. We're going to start with the EdTech revolution, cover why it's essential, look at AI's role, check out the virtual lab advantage, tackle the challenges, and then wrap up with the future of human teachers. All right, Section 1, the EdTech revolution. Let's define the baseline. So, what are we actually talking about here? Educational technology, or EdTech, in higher education is basically the use of digital tools, software, online platforms, and innovative technologies to improve teaching, learning, research, and university management. And look, this isn't just about swapping out heavy paper textbooks for glowing screens. It's really about creating learning experiences that are just remarkably more interactive and accessible for everyone. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer variety of tools operating in this ecosystem. I mean, you've got your foundational stuff, right? Learning management systems and virtual classrooms like Zoom or Teams, but look at where it goes next. Gamified learning apps and honestly incredible augmented and virtual reality experiences. And specifically, virtual labs and simulations are emerging as this massive new trend. They are completely redefining how science and medical programs even operate. Moving right along to Section 2, why EdTech is essential. The catalyst. Just take a look at this bold statement. Using EdTech in education is no longer optional. I mean, let that sink in for a second. For universities everywhere, integrating these digital tools is now fundamentally a matter of survival. It's about relevance and meeting the modern student exactly where they are. So why is it no longer optional? Well, it comes down to these core drivers. First off, EdTech ensures educational continuity during crises, which we all know is absolutely crucial now. It totally shatters the constraints of time and physical location, providing learners in remote areas with access to true quality education. Plus, it supports self-paced, personalized learning and actively develops the digital skills students will need for the future workforce. But what you should really take away from this is the incredible flexibility it creates. This technology is a total game changer for students juggling jobs or families. It gives them a way to participate fully and earn their degrees without uprooting their entire lives. Which brings us to Section 3, AI's role in education, the cutting edge. Now, this raises a fascinating question, right? We hear about AI literally everywhere these days, but how does it actually shape the future of education? What does it tangibly do in a higher ed setting? And this brilliantly illustrates that step-by-step impact. First, AI adapts lessons to each student's unique learning pace using predictive analytics. So if you're struggling with a concept, the software automatically adjusts to help you. Second, it gives instant, personalized feedback through smart tutoring. And third, and teachers will love this, it automates grading and administrative tasks. This logical progression means students get a completely bespoke learning journey, and educators are finally freed up from endless paperwork to do what they do best, actually teach. All right, Section 4, the virtual lab advantage, visualizing science. Let's do a direct comparison here. Think about traditional physical labs for a second. You need expensive equipment, there are high safety risks dealing with toxic chemicals or pathogens, and you're heavily restricted by physical space. But virtual labs, they are highly scalable to hundreds of users at once, they are 100% safe from physical and toxic hazards, and they're incredibly cost-effective. Scalable, safe, and cost-effective. Those three advantages alone completely rewrite the rulebook for university science departments. I love this quote from PraxiLabs because it really cements the tangible benefits here. Our virtual labs offer a unique opportunity to learn through making mistakes without any risk to student safety or additional costs due to material and resource waste. This is just so important for the learning process, you know? It gives students the absolute freedom of trial and error. They can literally blow things up in a virtual chemistry lab without real-world consequences, safety hazards, or wasting expensive materials. It builds real confidence through active, risk-free experimentation. Okay, Section 5, EdTech challenges and drawbacks, the reality check. So the crucial point is, we have to look at the flip side. every advantage has a corresponding challenge. Yes, we gain incredible flexibility and access, but that creates a massive dependence on stable internet and personal devices, which is a real infrastructure hurdle. Cost savings in the long run, sure, but they're met with really high initial implementation and maintenance costs. Enhanced safety in virtual spaces, unfortunately, means reduced face-to-face social engagement. And while learning is highly personalized, students are constantly facing potential distractions from non-educational online content. Technology increases access, absolutely, but it requires meticulous planning to overcome that internet dependence and the loss of organic human social interaction.
Which perfectly sets up Section 6, Humans and the Future, the human element. This forces us to confront the elephant in the room, a fear you've probably heard voiced pretty often lately. Can AI completely replace teachers? The answer, based firmly on our research, is a definitive, punchy no. Technology, no matter how advanced it gets, is fundamentally designed to amplify and assist rather than replace human instruction. And here is exactly why. There are just some irreplaceable human skills that algorithms simply cannot replicate. I mean, think about providing genuine emotional support to a struggling student, or offering real-world career and life mentorship that's actually based on human experience, or guiding nuanced critical thinking in those complex, highly ambiguous situations. By letting AI handle the repetitive grading and the basic personalized pacing, teachers are actually freed up to be more vital than ever, focusing heavily on these essential, very human, soft skills. Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative thought to consider. As we continue this massive digital transformation, how will we balance the incredible efficiency of silicon with the irreplaceable necessity of the human soul in the future of education? Finding that perfect equilibrium between advanced EdTech and genuine human connection, well, that's the real challenge ahead. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope this really helps structure your understanding of the EdTech revolution, and I'll catch you next time.